"If you carry me up the stairs, I'll tell you a secret," said the sick little girl. Jake wiped the grease off his hands with an old rag and looked at the kid sitting on the bottom step of the apartment building. She couldn't have been more than 6, wearing a faded purple dress and holding a stuffed rabbit that had seen better days. "Where's your mom, sweetheart?" "4th floor, apartment 4C, she's sleeping." The girl coughed, a wet rattling sound that made Jake wince. "I came down to check the mail, but I'm too tired to go back up." Jake glanced at the broken elevator, its out-of-order sign hanging crooked. He'd been called to fix Mrs. Patterson's car in the parking garage, but that could wait 10 minutes. "All right, hop on," he crouched down. "Piggyback okay?" She climbed on, lighter than his toolbox. Her small arms wrapped around his neck, and he could feel heat radiating from her skin. "Fever. What's your name?" he asked, starting up the stairs. "Lily." "I'm Jake. Nice to meet you." "You smell like oil," she said matter-of-factly. "Occupational hazard. I'm a mechanic." "What's that mean?" "I fix cars when they're broken." "Can you fix people?" Jake paused on the second-floor landing. "No, kiddo. That's what doctors do." "Oh." Her voice got quieter. "I've seen a lot of doctors." They climbed in silence for a moment. She was getting heavier, or maybe he was just out of shape. Probably both. "So what's this secret?" he asked, trying to distract both of them from the steep climb. "You have to wait until we get to the top. That was the deal." "Fair enough." By the 3rd floor, her grip had loosened. Her breathing was labored, matching his own. "You okay back there?" "Tired," she whispered. "Almost there. One more flight." His legs burned by the time they reached the 4th floor. He carefully set her down outside 4C. The door was slightly ajar. Lily looked up at him with serious brown eyes. "Want to know the secret now?" "Sure." She leaned in close, like she was about to tell him the location of buried treasure. "My mom cries at night when she thinks I'm sleeping. She tries to be quiet, but I can hear her." Jake's throat tightened. "Why does she cry?" "Because I'm sick and we don't have money for medicine. She works 2 jobs, but it's not enough." Lily hugged her rabbit closer. "She doesn't know I know." "Lily!" A woman appeared in the doorway, mid-30s with exhausted eyes and scrubs on. A nurse, probably just got off a night shift. "Baby, what are you doing out here? I told you to stay in bed." "I wanted to check for your letter, the one about the special medicine program, but I got tired, so this nice man carried me up." The woman's eyes met Jake's. "I'm so sorry. I must have dozed off for a minute. Thank you so much." "No problem." He hesitated. "She mentioned medicine?" The woman's face closed off. "It's nothing. Come on, Lily, let's get you back to bed." "But Mama, he helped me. Maybe he can help us." "Sweetie, we don't ask strangers for help. That's not... We're fine." But her voice cracked on the last word. Jake found himself speaking before he could think better of it. "What's she got?" The woman sighed. "Leukemia. She's been in remission, but it came back. There's a new treatment, but insurance won't cover it, and She stopped, blinking hard. "I'm sorry. You don't need to hear this." "How much?" "What?" "The treatment, how much?" $75,000. Might as well be $1 million. She laughed bitterly. "I'm a nurse and I can't afford to save my own daughter. The irony isn't lost on me." Jake thought about the envelope in his truck. His inheritance from his grandfather, who died 6 months ago. $80,000. Money he'd been saving for, what? A new truck. A bigger apartment. None of it seemed important standing in this dim hallway, looking at a sick kid and her desperate mother. "I'll be right back," he said. "Wait, you don't have to—" But he was already jogging down the stairs. 10 minutes later, he was back, breathing hard, holding a check. "This is from my grandfather," he lied. The truth was more complicated. He set up a fund before he died, for kids who need help with medical stuff. I'm the executor. The lie grew easier. "I've been looking for the right family." The woman stared at the check. Her hands shook. "This is $75,000. "That's what you said you needed." "I can't accept this. I don't even know you." "Name's Jake Patterson. I'm a mechanic. I work at Patterson's Auto Shop on 5th Street. You can look me up. I'm real, the check's real, and it won't bounce." He pressed it into her hand. Let your daughter get better. Tears spilled down her cheeks. Why? Because she carried herself down 4 floors to check your mail when she could barely stand. Because she's worried about you crying at night. Because she told me a secret and I figure this is worth it. Lily tugged on his jacket. Thank you for carrying me. He crouched down to her level. You're welcome, kiddo. Now you get better, okay? I want to see you running up and down these stairs like a crazy person when that elevator's still broken. She giggled, then coughed. Okay. Her mother grabbed his arm as he turned to leave. I don't know how to thank you. Don't, just take care of her. Jake walked down the 4 flights, his legs heavy with more than just exertion. His truck sat in the parking lot, and suddenly his life looked different. Smaller, but also clearer. He'd been saving that money for someday. But Lily didn't have someday. She had now, and now felt right. 3 months later, Jake was under a Honda Civic when he heard small footsteps in the garage. Jake! Jake! He rolled out from under the car to see Lily running toward him, her mother following at a more sedate pace. The kid looked different, stronger, hair starting to grow back in fuzzy patches, alive. Lily, you're not supposed to run in here, it's dangerous. She skidded to a stop, bouncing on her toes. Sorry, but look. She spun in a circle. I can run now. The medicine worked. Her mother reached them, slightly out of breath. We wanted to thank you, properly. I've been trying to figure out how for months. You just did. Jake gestured at Lily. That's all the thanks I need. I'm going back to school next month, Lily announced proudly. That's great, kiddo. And Mama says when I'm bigger, I want to be a doctor, so I can help sick kids like me. That's perfect. Lily's mother pulled out an envelope. I know you said the money was from your grandfather's fund. I called every Patterson in the county. There's no fund. You gave us your inheritance. Jake wiped his hands on his coveralls. Guess you caught me. I started a payment plan. It'll take me 20 years, but I'm going to pay you back every penny. You don't have to. I do. Not because I don't appreciate it, but because I want Lily to know that kindness isn't about accepting handouts. It's about accepting help when you need it and paying it forward when you can. Jake looked at Lily, who was investigating his toolbox with fascination. Fair enough. But also, the woman continued, we wanted to give you this. She handed him a small package. Inside was a picture frame. It held a child's drawing of a man carrying a little girl upstairs that seemed to reach the clouds. At the top, someone had written in careful letters, My hero Jake. Lily drew it, her mother said. She wanted you to know that carrying her up those stairs was the most important thing anyone ever did for her. Jake's vision blurred. I just carried her up some stairs. No, the woman said softly. You carried her toward her future. That's everything. Lily looked up from the toolbox. Can I tell you another secret? Sure, kiddo. She walked over and whispered loudly enough that everyone could hear. You're my favorite person in the whole world. After Mama. Jake laughed, rough and wet. That's the best secret I've ever heard. After they left, Jake hung the picture on the wall of his office, right where he could see it every day. He'd given up his inheritance, his grandfather's legacy, the money that was supposed to secure his future. But looking at that drawing, he realized he'd invested it in something that would last longer than any truck or apartment. He'd invested it in a little girl's laugh, in a mother's relief, in the simple act of carrying someone when they couldn't carry themselves. And that, he thought, was exactly what his grandfather would have wanted. The stairs had been steep, but the climb had been worth it.